So here we are in Himmelsdorf, and we're going to check out the first location on the map. And there is a pile of rubble here that will help you fall down and fight against those guys over there. And it offers a little bit of protection to those guys from the north spawn. So that's a good change here. Here's the second location on the 8th line. Go check it out. This is what it looks like. So you can kind of like hull down here a little bit safer. So this rubble here is the second change to this map. So let's go to the third location, which is down the 3 line, and what we're looking at is a pile of rubble again. And this is the pile of rubble, and what it does is going to offer us a little bit of protection from the 3 line. So if you're crossing on this side and you see enemies, there is a little bit of protection for you here. Alright, now we are in Pilsen, and in the first location they've added a building here, and this is what it looks like. I guess it's a good defensive line. There's a little bush here so you can fire into the building and hide a little, and then you can withdraw to fight those guys that are pushing in from the 1 line, I guess. From the south side, there is another building here on the opposite end of the map. So there's one here and one from the south side as well. And this is the building, and I guess it's supposed to be protection for the super heavies that cross into the city so that they don't get shot by the guys that are spotting them from the 3 line. And in inside the destroyed factory, there is a rubble added to this location, and this is what it looks like from here. It looks like it's a better protection for the guys in the factory. Location number 3, which they have added a rubble on the north side, and this is a defensive position with some rubble and some bushes that you can fall back on, and I think I can see a lot of TDs would be liking this position. At the center of the map, where they've said they've adjusted the coal positions to stop you from getting shot from the hangars. I guess it would be this pile here, but I'm not too sure. It still isn't going to stop you from getting shot from up there, I guess. Now we're on the railway tracks on location number 5. They said they have changed the position of bushes and metal pipes along this lane to balance out the opportunity for both teams, but I'll be honest with you, I don't see any difference here. There is some difference, but I'm finding it very minimal. I don't know what's really changed here, but we're gonna have to take their word for it. If they say they're improving on the balance, I suppose they are. Next map, we are in Mannerheim line. I just did some experiments crossing the usual spot in this part, area 2, and I didn't get spotted from the tank that is usually here on the E4 position, and right now I am in the bushes and I can actually spot him without him spotting me, and I've got a hull down position. Now that I fired my gun, he's able to spot me and he's going to fire at me, and he only has my turret to shoot at. But me getting here, I did not get spotted at all. In fact, there was one experiment where I spotted him before he spotted me. So it looks like this is a very dangerous position for the light tank, and this is an upper hand for tanks with some turret armor that can shoot back at the light tanks. Previously, this used to be a very strong position for the 13105, but right now it looks like the position has changed because you have a huge ass rock here and a great hull down location from this position. Let's go to the next one. This is the reason why we don't get spotted when we're getting into location 1. Because of location 2, the removal of that pillbox means that this is how it looks like. The pillbox used to be here, and now without this thing here, we can actually drive closer to the wall, and your chances of getting spotted there is a lot less. So I guess it's good for the northern team. It's an upgrade for the northern team. Okay, this is location number 3 where they've added, well, they haven't added, they've made the rock larger and they've made the bush bigger, which is just before that crossing that we were at earlier on. So you can snipe here, snipe that balcony where the camping TDs usually are. Hide in the bushes here, hide behind a rock for some solid cover, I guess. So that's the good part about this. Firing from concealed positions. I can't really make out which one is the new one, but maybe the bushes are thicker now, I guess. I'm not really sure. But you really need a lot of gun depression to make this location work, because if you have like just -5 degrees, you still have to show a lot of your tank. So as soon as you fire, you're going to reveal yourself and get shot while you are reversing into the dip. Okay, next map, we are in Fisherman's Bay, and location 1 on both sides of the map, they have created a path for you to drive your super heavies and be, well, not be, but have a lot more protection from those guys that are going to be shooting you from the center of the map. So if you get stuck here, you could still survive. You don't have to drive into the open. You can use these buildings as cover. These buildings are not destructible. Here on the south side, number 1, there aren't any buildings out here for you to be safe from the center of the map, but there is a lot of lower ground here, which means you're going to be very safe. There's no way you're going to get shot from those guys in the middle of the hill. And there's a lot of bushes here that will protect you, give you cover from going into the city. So access to the city has been greatly increased from both sides of the map. So you can expect super heavies and all the slow tanks going into the city more often, I guess. Okay, so now we are going to explore locations number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5. Basically, we are already here, and what the difference is, they've added this building here. They've removed bushes here. There used to be a line of bushes along here. They've moved it, and they've added these buildings here for more cover. So shooting into the city, creating crossfires, are a little bit more difficult. And also along here, they've removed these bushes over here, so you can only use this this hedgerow here, this bunch of hedges here, to spot. And look at the amount of vegetation. You can't really shoot those heavies crossing anymore. It's going to be really difficult to spot those guys crossing. So that's what's happening at around here. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Are in location number 6, where they've actually added a rock right here, and this would be great for like defending the base from the western side when they start pushing. This would be a good hard cover, and you can use, if you're a light tank, you can use the bushes to try and spot something, I guess, and then get to the rock for hard cover. And it's the same on the northern side of the map, where there's another number 6 up here, and instead of a rock they used a house. So it's a great fallback position for when you're defending from these guys in the north. You can fall back to there, and from these guys on the west you can fall back to this rock and bushes here to spot and defend. So that's what's changed in Fisherman's Bay. Let's go to the next map. Alright, this is the last map and the latest map on World of Tanks 1.3, which is a 30v30 Grand Battles map. Yes, another new map, and I think they're going to introduce the Tier 8 Grand Battles here, and also maybe Tier 10s, I'm not sure about that, but this is what it looks like. From the north, there is a huge fire going on. It looks freaking amazing. the video doesn't do it justice when you're actually playing it. It's like, it looks freaking amazing. It looks like from a distance, it looks like a thunderstorm. Then as you approach it, it looks like, dude, it looks like the campfires in California. You know what I'm saying? It's huge and it's pretty amazing. Now from the north spawn, there's a whole bunch of like bunkers and trenches that protect the well, they don't protect, they're behind the base cap on the north spawn, which means there you have a lot of chances to defend it from the north if you're just camping at the back and resetting the camp, the base. It's very different from the south spawn. But let me talk a little bit about the rest of the map first. This is the center of the map. It looks a little bit like Ensk, a little bit like all the kind of town maps that you get. There's a little bit of highway here, a little bit of Ensk. It's like a mixture of both. There's no big deal here. Basically, the center part is a bunch of buildings, corridors. All the heavy tanks will be playing there. And now we are on the south spawn, and the south spawn is completely different. There is a huge airplane on the right side. There's a huge sand bunker here that stretches all the way from the south to the north. If you play golf and you're stuck in this, damn, you're gonna need like a 5-iron to get out of this, and you gotta hit it clean to get it to the flag. This huge sand bunker. And basically on the east and west sides of the map, it's all about terrain, undulations. You got to play with the hull down, you got to play with mobility, you got to play with camo and vision all around the map, except for the center of the map. Because all around the map is the same. It's all undulations, terrain, vegetation. So it's all going to be view range, camo, gun depression, for the east and west sides of the map. The difference between the north and the south is the base itself. Because the north spawn has a lot more protection in terms of bunkers and bunkers and trenches behind the cap circle. So it's very easy for you to hide behind the cap circle and just keep resetting it if you're being kept out. And if you have a little bit of mobility, no one's going to be able to chase you around. Now we are driving around the 1-2 line, and we're checking out. There's a little bit more vegetation here than on the east side, by not much, but it's the same situation. A lot of terrain, a lot of undulations, a lot of vegetation. So we're talking about gun depression, we're talking about vision, we're talking about mobility, we're talking about camouflage to get to work around the east and the west sides. Once again, in the middle, in the town, it's all about armor. It's going to be all about big alpha guns, armor, side scraping and stuff like that. But the rest of the map, so this is basically like a donut, everything around it is all about mobility and gun depression, camo and vision, while the center of the map is going to be about armor, side scraping, big alpha guns. And I'm going to leave you here and enjoy the rest of the video. There's maybe another 5 minutes left of driving around and looking around the map. This is where there's a huge aeroplane that's crashed. It looks great. I don't know how it's going to play because I don't have Grand Battles turned on, and I don't see myself playing Grand Battles because I just think that 15v15 is already it's hard enough. 30v30, it's like 30 more people that you can blame all your screw ups on, which is, I don't know, doesn't seem, it's not going to work for me, but I would give it a try when it comes out. Anyway, thanks for watching, man. I'll see you on the next video. Bye.